Welcome to the Maternity Mentor. Today we will be talking about what water to use when making your baby's formula. Stay with us. Hi, I'm Samantha. I'm a board-certified nurse practitioner, and I have over 12 years nursing experience working in mother-baby postpartum, NICU, antepartum, and labor and delivery. I'm also an IBCLC, I'm maternal newborn nursing certified, and I have received training in perinatal mood and anxiety disorders as well as perinatal bereavement. Choosing a baby formula is hard work, but just as hard is choosing the right water to mix it with. Let's explore what options you have when choosing water for your baby's formula. If you choose to feed your baby a powdered formula, it will need to be mixed with water. A common question I get is which water should I use because there's so many waters to choose from. The types of water you can choose from include tap water, well water, bottled water, distilled water, and spring water. You also must decide whether you need to use a water with fluoride and whether you should be boiling the water you choose. Let's dive into the differences between water choices, whether you have to boil that water, and what to do about the fluoride. Tap water is the most common choice parents make for use with their baby's formula. Tap water is a low-cost choice and can be used in conjunction with home filtering systems. The American Academy of Pediatrics advises parents to only use water that comes from a safe source. If your tap water is determined to be safe, then it does not need to be boiled prior to use, and formula can be mixed at room temperature. When in doubt, boiling water is always the safest choice because it kills viruses and bacteria that may be present due to a variety of causes, including leaky pipes, flooding, heavy rains, or problems with the water main. If the safety of your tap water is in question, cold tap water should be brought to a rolling boil on the stove before being taken off the heat. The water should then be allowed to cool before being mixed with formula. Water should never be boiled for more than 1 minute because this can increase the concentration of impurities in the water. Water should not be left to cool for more than 30 minutes because this can lead to bacterial contamination. Make sure to test the temperature of your baby's formula prior to feeding them by shaking a few drops on your wrist to ensure it's not too hot. The water many people enjoy actually comes from a private well on their property. Wells are small reserves of water beneath a property that supply water to the house. This water is often enriched with minerals from the ground that you won't find in traditional tap water. Unfortunately, it can also contain toxins like nitrates and bacteria. Therefore, well water should be used with caution when mixing formula. You cannot just boil well water and assume it's safe because most of the nitrates and iron you may find won't boil away. Additionally, if the water is boiled too long, it can actually increase the amounts of these minerals. If the well water is determined safe for use, the water should be heated to 158 degrees Fahrenheit before preparing your baby's formula. Before deciding to use well water, you should have it tested for its safety. If you are unable to test your well water, you may want to opt for a low fluoridated bottled water instead. Well water that is unsafe can cause a blood disorder called methemoglobinemia or blue baby disorder. This blood disorder interferes with oxygen circulation in the blood of your baby and can lead to death. Many parents choose to use bottled water for mixing their baby's formula due to convenience and safety. Bottled water is subject to monitoring and laws by the Food and Drug Administration or FDA. Therefore, it is held to minimum safety standards. Bottled water should still be sterilized by boiling the water unless you are purchasing distilled water. Additionally, parents need to consider the packaging the water is in. Water bottles are not necessarily BPA-free. BPA is a chemical that has been linked to brain and prostate gland damage in infants, as well as other harmful health effects. Water is transported on large pallets in our country. These pallets are loaded into box trucks that get very hot, and then the pallets are often unloaded into hot warehouses. The water can sit in these environments for months. Heat can start to break down the plastic, which then leaches chemicals into the water you are using. Unfortunately, boiling water will not remove BPA. If choosing to use bottled water, you may want to consider water that has been bottled in glass containers. Whether you choose bottled water from plastic or glass containers, the water should still be boiled to kill any bacteria or viruses that may be present, especially after being stored for months ahead of time. Whatever form of water you choose, be aware that this is an expensive option for parents. Before we continue, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe so you can get our latest content to have a happy and healthy family. Now let's talk about distilled water. Distilled water is water that is boiled into steam and then condensed or cooled back into its liquid form. It is super clean because all contaminants are removed during the distillation process. Distilled water is safe for making formula, however, it does not contain any nutrients. In the beginning, the formula you give your baby contains all the nutrients your baby needs, and therefore your baby will remain healthy. As your baby becomes bigger and starts drinking water as a standalone drink, distilled water may not be the best choice. During the purification process, all beneficial minerals are removed that may be found in other forms of water. That means if you drink distilled water while you are sweating, you may experience an electrolyte imbalance. Also, there is no fluoride in distilled water. If your toddler enjoys a healthy, wholesome, well-rounded diet, continuing to use distilled water should be fine. However, if you are in doubt, you should switch to a different form of water. Spring water is very similar to well water, but the source is much deeper than man-made wells. Spring water is still required to meet FDA standards and is purified for use. However, it still must be boiled prior to use because it can contain bacteria and minerals that may be harmful to your baby. All the minerals your baby needs can be found in the formula you buy. Therefore, your pediatrician may steer you clear from spring water. Fluoride is a mineral that helps prevent cavities. It can naturally be found in water and soil, but not at levels high enough to provide protection or benefits. Therefore, the tap water in most U.S. communities has fluoride added to it. The American Dental Association supports the addition of fluoride to our drinking water, but warns that too much fluoride can lead to dental fluorosis. Dental fluorosis is a condition that leads to the staining of teeth with white lines. Using tap water helps to protect your baby's teeth, but using it all the time may provide too much fluoride, causing dental fluorosis. Boiling water and home filtration systems will not remove the fluoride, and most bottled water contains fluoride as it comes from tap sources. Waters that say they are purified, distilled, deionized, and demineralized can be considered low fluoride waters. Using these will reduce the amount of fluoride your baby receives. Many pediatricians will recommend parents alternate between using low fluoride waters and tap water. Liquid baby formula is also lower in fluoride than powdered versions and can therefore be a viable option. Whatever you choose, keep your pediatrician informed so they can determine if your baby may need fluoride supplements starting at 6 months of age. Choosing a water to mix your baby's formula with can be stressful. I hope this has explained the differences between waters and helped you decide the best water to use for your family. Please share your comments and let us know what topics you would like to hear more about. If you like this content, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe so you can be the first to receive this information. Remember to share this channel with your friends and family and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for additional content. We will link those in the description below. Thank you so much for joining us at the Maternity Mentor.